Hey, yes, this week, RVD, One of a Kind with RVD is presented by FanDuel. And wow, the Super Bowl is here and on its way, 2 weeks away. So I figured what I would start off with for this week are a little just early prop bets for you to potentially choose from. First prop bet, kind of a safe one, maybe. Still, you never know. But Super Bowl MVP. My pick is one of my favorite players in the NFL, former New York Jet, and very, very happy that he has made the Super Bowl. It is Sam Darnold. Right now, you can get him as the Super Bowl MVP for plus 130. And that will be my first bet this week on One of a Kind with RVD. Head to FanDuel right now, download the app, and have some fun. Hey, this week's episode of One of a Kind with RVD is presented by Happy Hippo. Check it out.
Rob Van Dam! Rob Van Dam! Rob Van Dam! I'm Rob Van Dam. The whole show.
From Pebble Creek, Michigan, weighing 230 pounds,
Rob Van Dam. Bam! Got it. Oh, now your mic is fucking muted. Silly.
Fuck a duck. Dang it. We were so close. You will. At least got you. So,
I mean,
what's happening, Rob? How are you?
Happy Monday, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess maybe we'll do Mondays for a little while.
Do you like Mondays? Because it's totally up to you. Whatever.
I do. I'm home Mondays more than I am on Thursdays. It's more convenient. The inconvenient part is if I want to blow it off, we can't push it back another day. It's the last day of the week, right?
Well, here's the thing. If we do, I could schedule our podcast schedule. I could switch it up and change it to like, hey, we'll release on Wednesday, every Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And so then we could get an extra day to blow it off. So it's we could definitely plan that out.
Keep it in mind, but we're Mr. Monday Night this week.
That's it. And we are live here on rvdtv.com and on RVD's YouTube channel. If you're watching live, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to either channels. Give us a little shout out. We're presented by Happy Hippo, promo code RVD2026. And we're also presented by RVD420.com. Greek glassware. There's only 3 items left, different items left that you can choose from RVD themed on the site. I was just told by Marco today. So be sure to check it out and get your.
I'm going to call them and see if that means I only need to do videos on those last 3 items instead of on all of them.
Yeah, there you go. So take advantage of that, everybody. It's really cool looking stuff, by the way. Super cool looking stuff. So be sure to check it out. Lots of good items there. And there's only 3 RVD items left. So we got some usuals in the chat. We got Triple E. We got Maddie in the house. We got Frankie Turizo. Melinda. Thanks. Shout out to everybody joining in here.
What's up, Van Dam fam? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. Rob, how's dad life been treating you? Any updates? Somebody was asking earlier, too, how Katie was doing and hoping she was doing okay.
Katie is head over heels, excited, happy, and a huge update today, which is going to make a big difference in our lives, especially in the aforementioned fatherhood, because Karma came home.
Really?
Just like a little while ago. So big difference because they've been in the hospital still 4 weeks today. They're 4 weeks. It's their 1 month birthday today, 26th. So Karma came home today. Hopefully Saba won't be far behind.
That's awesome. That's so awesome to hear.
Karma got to meet Barbie and Lovey for the first time.
How were the dogs? I'm always curious how the dogs.
Barbie's barking at her a lot. I had to yell at her.
Barbie, no.
I hate doing the tough love act, but sometimes it's like a fight for power. You know, when you say no, they say roof. You know what I mean? It's you're not gonna win this one, mother. Grab her, throw her against the wall a couple times.
You know what animal lovers do.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah, right.
but they're already getting used to her.
That's
Well,
good.
I'm looking at all this. Happy Hippo sent me like a lifetime supply of powder.
Ooh, really?
Um,
Yes.
Tickle me pink hippo. Isn't that a cute flavor? Isn't that what you-
Heck yeah.
so white mango with red mango, green Sundanese, huh?
Hmm.
White Moreno, white Thai, red Sumatra,
Hey.
red belly,
Oh.
white mango,
Hey.
and much more. They gave me a whole bunch of just it's all like different parts of the leaf. Gives it like the different color. Look, we even got some super mints.
Yeah.
Big fan of mints myself, and some kratom taffy. Hell
Mm.
yeah! So and more flavors and green mango. So you'll see if you get this that it'll tell you like what maybe you can expect as far as results out of it. Like the green mango says pro social. That's what I need for the show. Super energy and workout boost. Hell
Ooh,
yeah!
that's
That sounds like that might be me.
yeah. That sounds like
Even even the shots, by the way,
Yep.
convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Happy Hippo.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Happy Hippo. Promo code RVD 2026. Yes, Rob. I clipped up today from the Big Vito episode last week, which guys, by the way, was amazing. Big Vito cracked me up so much during that show. He was fucking hilarious.
He was on you.
He was on me big time. Yo, stir the coffee.
Yeah, I think that must be an Italian thing, huh?
I guess so. But it was neat when he was talking about Ken Patera and stuff, and you were talking about Ken Patera, and then I wanted to ask you, and I think I might know the answer, but I'm curious. From when you were in the ring with anybody, who did you feel was overall like the most strongest wrestler you were in the ring with? Like that really kind of, because he was telling about the story about how Ivan Koloff grabbed his wrist and he was like, holy crap, that's a lot of power behind that guy. Who was that kind of like for you?
Well, it was there's been a few. When I was in the ring with Brock Lesnar, I felt like he was like the Incredible Hulk. Like seriously. Like I felt like his strength it seemed unmeasurable just from being in the ring with him, and because he was so amazingly strong. So I'm going to say him as a number one. There was a not too far behind Ryback.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll tell you what it was. Something specific that I did in our match where I did a crossbody out of the corner. I think backwards. I'm not sure. But either way, like I went up and came down and was so short. Like my arch, I was and I came down and I was so low. I was like at his feet. And that motherfucker caught me and just screwed me right up with all my momentum. And I never even touched the ground. And that takes a lot of strength to be able to do. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like imagine 235-pound barbell being thrown at you, and you bend down and you catch it right before it hits the ground. And when I was in All Japan, Doug Furness, definitely strongest guy, and he had world weightlifting records and shit. Like he was like prospectively the world's strongest man at one time. And we used to do this move where I would do straight on looking at him. I would jump up and do the cross body, and he would catch me, made me feel like no problem, like boom. And I remember the first time he said that, like he was, yeah, don't worry, I'll catch you. And I'm like, I mean, bro, I mean, I'm heavier than I weigh. Like, he goes, no, don't worry, I got you. And I was like, all right, we'll see. And we were out there during the match, and I was like, he told me to fucking go for it, not to fucking, feed him a little pussy ass easy catch. So I went way up there, bam, and I came down, and I thought for sure, because I felt heavy, I thought for sure we were gonna like tumble down, and that motherfucker just boom, he just caught me. He had so much control over me, and so we did that spot a lot, and I realized that motherfucker is seriously strong.
Yeah.
Doug Furnace. Came to Las Vegas in '95. I was working for NWC, and the Power Twins. They're a gimmick out here in Las Vegas. They live out here, and they wrestled and bounced in bars, and they were like local celebrities. And anyway, in a match, and I was, this was still like 95, 96. I was so green, but I suggested that move to one of them, like, Doug Furnace, when I do a crossbody, I'm like, he like catches me. Do you think you could do that? And the guy's ego wouldn't let him say no, but he wasn't real comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And for good reason, because I did the crossbody, and when he tried to catch me, he went down and he blew his knee, and he was always pissed off at me for that. As far as I know, he's pissed off at me today for it.
Wow.
Yeah, he blew his knee out, and I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, Doug catches me like I weigh 5 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know what your deal is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old was he? Younger than you, or was he?
No. I was super. Like I said, in '95, I was 24 years old, so super green.
Oh, okay. So it was back then in Vegas.
Yep.
Gotcha.
95,
okay.
96.
Yeah. Okay. Man. Yeah.
The aerial assault days with Bobby Bradley.
Yeah. You had like lightning bolts on, right? Didn't you have something like that?
I was wearing my very first airbrushed outfits then.
That's fucking sweet.
Yep.
I need pictures of that too. I'm gonna make them all Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, I like teaming up with Bobby. It was like we didn't know each other. We were just put together because we were both high flyers, and man, it was fun. We were both, doing a lot of cool stuff that we liked and that we think the crowd liked.
You weren't too concerned about like being typecast as a tag team wrestler then at that point?
Yes and no. It was on my mind, but not so much that I was like refusing to do it or anything. But that was always on my mind, is that I wanted to be a singles wrestler. You're right.
Yeah.
But if I was with the right partner, though, then it was cool. And man, me and Bobby, we did the 420 leg drop for the first time that I ended up using with Rey Mysterio.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, man. All that stuff. We did all kinds of. We did. I picked the guy up on my opponent up on my shoulders, and Bobby would go off the top rope and do the Hurricane Rana when the guy was on my shoulders, because we saw Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr do that on that When Worlds Collide, that Mexican in a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
All of us saw Mexican wrestling for the first time ever, and Louis Spicoli was on that, Madonna's boyfriend.
Yeah.
We saw that move, and we were like, you think you can do that? Fuck yeah, let's do it. But we weren't much into taking other people's moves like throughout my whole career, but that was one that we saw, and we did it once or twice. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. When I had, like, I think I told you off air, when I had Danny Doring on, he was talking about like being at the ECW school and how they didn't really teach you how to sell. Like everybody kind of had a tough exterior on them. Did she teach you how to sell, or did somebody else teach you how to sell more stuff?
Somebody else.
Would. Yeah.
Somebody else. Yeah.
Somebody else would. Okay. I was curious about that. Because it's like, yeah, that's something I always find it kind of fascinating. It's like, especially back then, because like I would not think Sheik would teach you how to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right? No, you're right. You're right. We really didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
We knew in our minds from watching wrestling, like, okay, I'm getting my ass beat. I got to be down like right now, but we really didn't get it. And he didn't tell us the ins and outs of that part at all.
Yeah.
Had to learn it.
Had to learn it.
Yeah. It was actually Ron Slinker, the guy that gave me the name Rob Van Dam, and the guy that started booking me in '91 that took an interest in me, that told me all you got to do is like learn how to sell and you'll be like a total package. That's what you need now. And he told me to watch Ricky the Dragon Steamboat because he was one of the best sellers.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Well,
yeah.
Yeah. I always associate Ricky Morton with the good selling and stuff like that. And then like later on, I guess like more so, I mean, obviously seeing you in ECW and stuff was good stuff. But then I would always think about Jeff Hardy too, and how good he was at selling, like when he would get beaten down and fight kind of from underneath.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like when you start out wrestling, you don't get that. You don't want to sell because you think you look weak. You want to be looking strong out there and kicking everyone's ass, and you feel like when you're selling that you're doing something that's going to be counterproductive. But it's so opposite. And after a while, you know, like say by year 25, I was, you know, like, okay, can you cut me off? Like when I'm getting into the ring and I could just start selling because that's the time, you know, that you don't have to worry about where you don't have to like, you don't have anything like real big coming up, at least not back then. Selling was taking your time and registering, and now selling might just be part of the script and you still got to know, you know, moves A through Z while you're selling. I don't know, but it got to be where it was like, boom, sweet, we're in the heat. Because it's the work before that. We're like, bam, 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 yeah, bam, bam, yeah. Then boom, ooh, you're like, sweet. Okay, I'm checked out, you know. And then you just pace your breathing, and even more importantly, that's where you get the emotions of the fans involved.
Absolutely, right? It's like, oh man, they're kind of living vicariously through you, so they're like, oh shit, come on, Rob, get the fuck up. And, you know, that kind of aspect.
Yeah, and that's where, by the way, a lot of wrestlers nowadays miss out on that connection, and it's something they could be taught, but I don't think they care because they're not taught it, so they don't have to do it, so they don't, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's the whole thing with like the misdirection. You think one thing is going to happen, but it doesn't. Something else happens. That's exciting and entertaining, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's great to do while you're selling. Like, you know, you're in the corner, you can't even keep your eyes open. You're shaking your head. I'm not even looking. I don't even see my opponent coming at me. Like, oh no, he's going to get hit. And my opponent's running at me, and I'm like, don't even see him, and he comes flying at me, and then whoa, I just get out of the way at the last second, and he misses. Boom! Oh, fuck yeah, that's exciting. Come on, Rob, do something else. They don't care about that. They just go, okay, next move is move. So I move. Okay, he's gonna keep running. He hits the corner. Okay, now it's my turn to do a move again, and that's really missing out on the art of it.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like you can tell a complete story there. Say if somebody punches you in the ribs earlier on or really affects you in the ribs, and maybe like you sell it for a while, but then later on that wrestler comes and addresses it again, and that's how the match ends. Is like he hits you in the ribs, and then, oh man, yeah, Rob's ribs hurt, and boom, the match is over, kind of stuff like that. It like helps extrapolate the story a little bit more.
Yeah, no, that's the storytelling. Yeah, but I'm talking about just the misdirection. Like it's in big things. It's in big things, but it's also in small things. You know what I mean? It's just it could be even like when people are doing a punch, a 1, 2, and punching. You know, sometimes like someone that's like really good. Sometimes if you watch them, they think they're gonna punch the other guy. They're getting their fist ready and they're drawn back. Bam, but then they get hit instead, you know, and they get ready to do it again. Bam. That's the stuff I learned from Sabu. Instead of just taking it like, bam, 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 you know, and instead you don't stop working. You keep working, you know, bam, you get hit. Bam, you hit him. You go to hit him again. Boom, they get you. You're like, you just get your hand up in time. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the mindset that I always say. But those little things make such a huge difference when you're watching it. And I don't think, you know, the newer generation, I think they skip over a lot of that stuff, and I don't think they care. I don't think they care, or else they would want advice, but instead, I mean, it changes. It's changed. So, you know, if we're going to be missing out on that, then you'll just hear from some of the old school guys like me about the difference, and we'll notice. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, no doubt. And like that is true too. And it's just like, I think you have a great point too. Like everybody's in their heads about like, oh, what move am I doing next week? This is the plan for the next move, and then we're going to go do this next. They're not having time, or like they don't care to think about, oh man, how am I going to register this one, and then how am I going to sell it for a little bit and then fire back like it. And like TN couponer here says, great point by RVD. It's all about the small things. It really is too, like all the little details, the big end. Ooh, look at this! All right, yeah, on the air.
Cute little scooper.
Yeah.
Little Hippo scooper. Yep. So I am going with white melee for increased productivity, workout boost, and super energy.
Yeah. There you go, guys.
My Tragina Speciosa.
Check it out, everybody. Check it out. Frankie Terrizzo just pops in a super chat. Thanks for the $5. Favorite thing to watch on YouTube not related to wrestling? What company made your movie? Yeah, there's the shaker bottle too. Yeah, look at that.
Shake your baby.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Don't shake your baby.
No, don't shake babies. What company made your moves look the coolest on camera? Seems like it was ECW. Okay, so what's your favorite thing to watch on YouTube not related to wrestling?
Favorite thing on YouTube that I watch not related to wrestling is definitely cop videos.
Yeah.
Watch it pretty much every day for a long time. I got a lot of channels that I subscribe to, so every day I look through to see if they've posted a new video or the newest one that they've done, if I've seen it. And there's some lawyers that I follow too that discuss the same arrests from the police videos, and sometimes there'll be an incident that happens, and then it gets covered by like so many different sites in the same field. You know, like whether it's law students, cops, ex-cops. There's a few ex-cops that I follow that'll tell you and show you about police videos when police are not being lawful. They think they are, you know, and I find that stuff very interesting. It's all about civil rights and the knowledge of that, or supposed knowledge, misunderstanding of it.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of that too. You know, both hand in hand for sure.
Yeah, check it out. The whole subject is called First Amendment auditors, but it's not just about the First Amendment. It's about the Second Amendment. It's about the Fourth Amendment, a lot about the Fifth Amendment. But they're called auditors. Cops often seem not to like them because cops are used to just people doing whatever they say because people are scared of them. So they always just say, well, we always identify people when we talk to them. Well, I'm not going to ID unless I've committed a crime. Do you suspect me committing a crime? Well, I didn't say you committed a crime. We're out here because we got a call. So the fuck what? You know, for them, that's all they need. They just say, we got a call, so we got to identify you. Not according to my rights.
Yeah, it's true.
It's important for people to know and to push back.
Absolutely. No, because we're all taught to kind of like, hey, please pull you over. You know, this is what you got to do, and you got to adhere to this. And, you know, you automatically just kind of think, okay, this is the nature of the beast, I guess.
You got to make the right decisions, but what is the right decision? You know what? A lot of videos that I watch, the people just overtalk so much. Like they think they're going to be friends with the cop, you know?
Yeah.
Usually a female, you know, but they'll be like, well, the reason I pulled you over is because your tail light is out. You got a license and registration? Oh my God, is it? That is so. Oh my God, because like I just had that fixed. You know, I got pulled over last week for it, and I got it fixed. I can't believe it's out again. And they just start, you know, like trying to, like they think that it's a social call. It's not. Yeah. They're there to try to find something to use against you.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Right.
So you owe it you owe it to protect yourself. It's not being rude, and you don't have to be short. You could just, no offense, officer. I don't want to answer any of those questions. I don't want to have a conversation right now.
Yeah. That's
well,
it.
Where you headed? Where you headed tonight? Where you live? Officer, I don't answer questions. There's so many. I got. It's empowering at first if you haven't watched those videos, especially like when they pull up to an immigration point, which is unconstitutional. After to a certain limit, like they can have a short detention. They can't just without reasonable suspicion just stop you, detain you, and start asking you questions and make you answer. That's not constitutional. Like, so, but when this kid, he's a lawyer and he wanted to prove a point. And so he goes through this immigration point and just doesn't say anything. The guy's like, hey, you want to roll your window down? And he's like, you want to roll your window down? And he just like shows his ID up to the window or something. And the guy's like, hey, you can't be filming me. And he's just like, hey. And then the guy ends up going, all right, go ahead. And when we first start seeing those, you start going, oh, wait a minute. It feels, like I said, empowering, because these people are authoritative figures that we're afraid of our whole lives. We're trained to be and educated to be afraid of them. When we're kids in school and the adults say, oh, we're going to get officer friendly here to arrest you if you're not good. The adults do that, like around cops, and cops don't like it when people do that and make kids scared of them. But besides that, the fact that they go around and overstep the boundaries of their laws too, and think that they're not just law enforcers, but they're actually somehow just leaders of the community, like, don't stand there. Isn't there any, don't you got something better you can do? We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Better by your standards or mine?
Yeah. Whose standards are those? No, it's crazy too, because so much often too, I think about, and I mean, this was about the discussion we had with Ray a couple of weeks ago, is like, when I watch those videos, I'm like, oh man, those are some of my rights that I have. I can kind of do that. I never really knew that. But then at the same time too, I think, how much does the cop know about that? Or that person in authority know about that? Because I would be afraid that they would not know what their rules are and they would overstep their boundaries. You know what I mean?
Happens all the time. Yeah. Auditors get arrested all the time, and then they end up filing complaints, a lot of times suing, which is an important part of the process, because you sue them, and then hopefully as part of the lawsuit, they will educate those police and make a better future.
Yeah. And so that's the thing. Hurt them in the checkbook kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to in order to make a change. Otherwise, they just come up there. You can't be here. It's private property. No, it's not. It's public. They don't even care if they're telling the truth. Right. They just, whoever called, usually they're biased towards the person that called. Some of the ones they hold cameras outside and they just film, and it pisses people off like to no end. And if you watch it, it's like a social experiment, watching how people lie. Like Jeff Gray, one of my favorites. He'll just be he has a sign that just says, "God bless the homeless vets," and people will call 911. There's this guy, and he's like, he's asking people for money, and he's stopping cars out in front, and none of that is ever true. But it just shows how ugly people are, and how when they see this guy with a sign that just says, "God bless the homeless vets," it makes them ugly, and it makes them like, ooh, I don't want that in my neighborhood. That's something gross. Like there's a poor guy begging for money, and I don't want to know that exists. Like that, I don't want that in my day. Get out of here. Can't you make him leave? He isn't begging for money. He's not homeless. Like I said, it's like a social experiment. But even if he was, it just really shows how people will lie and to the police and fabricate and exaggerate and escalate the situation that they're reporting all the time. I find that fascinating.
Yeah, it is. And what a social experiment that is too, because people surprise you. I mean, like if you are around people enough, they will ultimately not, because people can do anything, but it's just like some of the stuff that they do is so head scratch. Even like the snowstorm happened, up here in the Northeast, and I was at Whole Foods working, and I heard a story about like this woman. She wanted to get ahead in line because all the lines were packed like ahead of the storm, and like what this woman apparently did is she would stuck her leg underneath the guy's cart and acted like this guy ran over her leg so she could potentially move up in line to skip the line. And she got caught doing it. It's just like, wow. Like, people go to that length just for something as minuscule as that.
Yeah. That's why, thank God, there's cameras everywhere.
Right.
Transparency is so important. And definitely when it comes to our rights and cops doing their job, because without your copy of the situation on film, what do you got? You got his word, and his word's going to win, and his camera his footage is going to get edited or lost.
Right.
So
right.
It's real important. I'm glad that there's cameras everywhere. I hope that doubles in the next several years, and people can't get away with any of their fucking crimes.
Right. You're doing that out in the open and stuff like that. And like, yeah, I mean, like we texted about that ICE situation that went on in Minneapolis again. And like, there's several camera angles of what went down with that too. And that's bonkers as well. So it's good stuff. All right. Frankie had a second part to that question. What company made your moves look the coolest on camera? Seems like it was ECW.
Yeah, it was ECW. I used to complain when I was in WWE because what they did back then, 2001 through 2005, like in those years, I don't know if it was to soften the overall product from Impact, or if it was to protect some of the glancing blows that might not be in there as good. For whatever reason, they used to always switch the camera right before the impact. It pissed me off. So, boom, you kick me, I catch your foot. Boom, I step over your foot. I fucking throw my other leg up to hit you in the head. Right before it goes there, boom, they cut to a different camera. And a lot of people wouldn't notice. You're watching it, and unless you have a reason to notice, or that's your affinity towards action, you might not notice. But me, I always notice because I'd be watching for those kicks. Like I'd remember, like, man, I want to see what that top rope sidekick to Test's face looks like. Man, I know I got Test. They had to have looked fucking good. And then I go to watch it, and then like right before my foot hits, it shows a camera behind him. So all you see is. I used to complain to them, and I would say, why do you do that? Because my moves look really good. My kicks are in there, and then you're killing them by not showing them. And after a while, I realized that was just what they did. It was obviously on purpose. And I used to think it was to protect guys whose kicks weren't that good, maybe, or misses or something. But I really don't know. Maybe it was also to soften the impact. Maybe just by doing that, there's not as much violence in it. I don't know. Definitely there was a reason. It definitely was not done accidentally, Yeah,
that's interesting. Kevin Dunn was known to change the camera angles quite a bit.
I hated it. And with ACW, of course, one, I didn't notice it if they did do it back then. I wasn't as experienced, but I'm pretty sure they didn't, because I used to watch the shit out of ACW and rewatch my stuff because I was still young and learning and doing new shit every week. So during all that, that doesn't seem like that was a factor at all. So yeah, ECW was the best showcasing for that reason and many more.
Shout out to Charlie, the cameraman for ECW.
Ron and Charlie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Both those guys.
Yeah, both those guys. Hey, Rob, who taught you to kind of be aware more so of how you appeared on television and like some of the camera stuff that came into play? Was there a particular talent that helped you out with that? Or make you become cognizant of it more so?
Probably, but the first thing that pops in my mind that I want to say is that I didn't learn from the Sheik how to be a TV wrestler. That's one of the biggest differences between guys now, wrestling schools now, and back then. We were taught the basics, and to learn and go over the basics until you had a solid foundation, and then you could escalate on your own by adding talent and things that you learn along the way. But that's what it was about. And it would be a long time before you were on TV, traditionally, ideally. Nowadays, it's like at a wrestling school, when kids don't even know how to properly do a headlock yet, they're already like, when I do this move, should I be like facing this way so the hard camera sees me? Anytime anybody asks me that, I just say, what the fuck are you talking about? I never have a good answer for that. Like people ask me that, like it'd be people I'm working with even, I mean, a lot of times, as far as I'll go, is if like someone says, hey, are you doing any dives out of the ring? And are you going to do that thing on the guardrail? And which side do you think you would do that on? Just, I just want to know. I might be like, maybe that side. But the way I got taught, me and Sabu used to say, our answer was, I don't know. I'm not in the match yet.
Yeah.
How am I going to know if I'm going to dive out of the ring or not? That was the way I got taught. That was the way Sabu answered them in TNA. During my 2010 through 12 run in TNA, I heard Sabu tell them so many times. So that time, during that run, they were slowly breaking me down from my kayfabe training because they always wanted to tell the cameramen to watch out for something. If you're going to do a dive or something, I just want to be able to tell the cameraman. But me and Sabu would stand there and argue with them and be like, well, I don't know. How do I know what I'm going to do tonight? Don't you have a camera on every side of the ring? Catch it. And I never really traveled real far beyond that comfort zone. Like I think the camera should capture me. I do think about it if I'm like, if I'm earlier in the day, if I'm like, I'm gonna do my spinning leg drop on the guardrail, I think this side would be the best side. I might, look at something like that and have that thought, but that's it. That's as far as I go. Like the other guys, like they're trained to be thinking of the camera the whole time, and they're doing fucking hurricane ranas and head scissors. They don't even know how to do a fucking lockup,
Yeah.
So that's a big difference that I've seen in the way people are taught now.
All right. Second prop bet. If you want to take a little bit more of a risk with your Super Bowl MVP pick, I'm leaning towards the Seahawks more so than anything else. And so my second Super Bowl MVP pick is Rashid Shaheed. Now, he's plus 4,000. That means you bet $1, you win $40. And Rashid Shaheed has done some great work as a kick returner, but he's very explosive too in other ways. Like you never know. Sam Darnold could throw him a pass, could make a huge catch, and then he could return a kick for a touchdown too. So, put a little money on that, see what happens. That is my second bet this week for FanDuel. So, for example, say you're in the ring, you're wrestling Sabu or whatever, and you happen to see like a cameraman on a certain side. You'll be like, oh, I'll go maybe do the spot over there that I'm gonna like. If it makes that sense, would that?
I wouldn't do a spot, but I might work the camera.
Sure. Okay.
See the camera and like put my face on and say, "Oh, how am I looking? Good, right? I know." And then just turn around and go back to him. Yeah, but I wouldn't be like, over there. Never.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
So everything you saw on ECW was organic. The camera catching us. We never ever back then would say like it's got to be this side, so that they can see it in the camera. It was never about that, ever.
Yeah, never. Yeah. That's a way to handle it, I think, too. And it's it's a good way to
part of the game. Then if you get a job, first you're a wrestler, and then if you get a job where you're on TV, then you learn to make sure you learn how to work the camera. Promos are going to be a part of wrestling, even at house shows. If you're not on TV for the most part, you're still going to be doing promos backstage and shit. But but it's more. I feel like it's more like boom. We always talk about the basics. Now people fly past the basics. They touch upon the basics and they go all to all the other stuff. But now the basics are missing, and you need that. And it's obvious something's missing because it's not about the foundation of wrestling anymore. It's about everything else.
Yeah, that's it. They need a good foundation. Yeah, like even like you just doing the bare bones stuff that Sheik taught you, where it's just like you got to go for the pin, make sure you pin the guy, and the authentic kind of wrestling aspect of it. Complete groundwork laid right there.
I said this last week, I think, or it was a week before. I was talking about this, and I watched Shane Douglas do a video. Man, he nailed it. He said it. He explained it so good, and said the same thing that I've said. But like one thing that bothers us so much, and it's definitely because of what we're talking about here. Mm-hmm. Like the authenticity is gone. They're just worried about the spot, and they're worried about where the camera is and stuff. If you can do a move, a dive to jump off the rope or something without ever looking at your opponent and seeing where he is, it's too set up for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't come across natural. I think I told you when we were at John Cena's match, me and Kurt were talking about that. Because like say someone does a backdrop, they backdrop him, boom. This guy that backdrop him doesn't look at him one time, has no idea where he landed. They go up to the top rope. They look at the people. Yeah, ready? And they do a moonsault. They have no idea where that guy is unless of course, it's all set up and they know the guy was going to land and roll right into position and stay there for him. But that's not the way we got trained. You know, even if you slam somebody and set them in position, you go up to the top rope, you're going to turn around and look, measure how far you got to jump, make sure he's still there, make sure you didn't take so long. That's just the simplest little thing that doesn't even cross the wrestlers' minds nowadays at all, because they're not in that authentic mindset. They're in, okay, A, B, C, D. And so that part, when I'm watching that, I can't get past that. That alone, just the fact, and Katie's in that age, you know, like when I first started wrestling with her, I would say that I'd be like, how can you not look around? You can't go climb up the top rope and then jump backwards without knowing if your opponent's even there. Like, how do you even know where your opponent is? And it was just like, oh, well, they said they were going to bump there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be worth taking the chance that you're going to do a moonsault and miss them. You know, you wouldn't take that chance. You wouldn't take that chance. Yeah. You would measure it. Yeah. And make sure he's still there. That's one of the little things that as veterans can't help but notice. It stands out, you know, like a fucking bump on a log. It's so obvious when they do that. It takes away from everything. They go up and they go and they just look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. Yeah. Woof. And wait a minute. Like, how do you know where you're going and what you're landing on? Like, you've been up there for 5 minutes and you didn't turn around one time, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely. I do. And like, even as a fan though, I'm watching that. I might not as a fan, I might not even consider that like from time to time, but like from a wrestler's standpoint, it's like that adds to the more authenticity and the legitimacy of the match itself. And like all those little details really add up in the grand scheme of telling a great match and having a good match. And even if a fan, if I don't even recognize that, or if that doesn't even dawn on me, it's still important because like over the course of time, it's going to not suspend your disbelief as much, I think, as a fan.
I believe so too. I think that the effect of what you're doing has a direct reaction from the fans. And it's a lot of it is like an unconscious automatic reaction, where subconscious, I should say, where like fans might say like, wow, I mean, that I really like the way that guy moves, but they might not really know exactly what it is about what the guy about his moves is so much different, but they know when they see him, like they're drawn into it more. They feel more like they can invest their emotions. They're more entertained by watching this guy. They don't know why. That's why all those little things like that allow you to bond with that person in his situation right now instead of his situation in putting this whole thing together. You know,
right? Man, that's really what a fascinating discussion that is. Like, it's true
you got him. You see what I'm saying, Van Dam fam?
That's it. Do you guys get it?
Spark him if you got him. I'm ready to smoke.
Man, that's good stuff. Let's see. I want to make sure.
That is the worst when you don't even turn around. Like it bothers me to no end, and I could never ever imagine doing that. Can you imagine? Like if you go. Can you imagine you telling all your friends, I'm gonna jump off of my roof and I'm gonna do a moonsault. I'm gonna land on this mattress. And
Yeah.
Whoa, do it, Dom. So
okay.
You climb up there on the ladder and you back up so that your feet are against the gutter and everything. You go, okay, here I go. And you don't never turn around and look at where the mattress is. Why would
off I go?
That
I fucking hit the tree. Damn it.
Yeah. I would never trust jumping back without, seeing where I'm going, seeing what my possible, what the scene is. What am I going to hit? How far do I got to jump to hit it? All that. You can't just. But now they're just like, oh no, he's there. I read it. He's right there. It says so on page 4.
It's Look at the script.
That's how it comes across.
It's neat too that you and Kurt were talking about stuff like that, is because Kurt, like, if people don't know, like, obviously he wasn't a pro wrestler. He was an Olympic wrestler, and so he's had this regimented schedule, and like everything was structured and everything. He caught on really, really quickly with wrestling, like immediately, and so like he had that natural ability to kind of. Obviously somebody helped him learn a lot of this stuff, but he took to it so quickly, and that's what makes Kurt so damn good too.
True. Yeah, he's amazing. That motherfucker's amazing.
No, he really is.
There's some really talented people in the industry. There's a lot of freaks. There's a lot of talented freaks. Like, how many guys can we name that are the strongest men in the world? You know what I mean? Like Ted Arcidi, Scott Norton might have some fucking weightlifting records or something, and fucking Mark Henry, fucking Doug Furness. I mean, these are guys. There's plenty more. I'm trying to think of but that's just one thing. But there's so many freakishly gifted people that, and you put everyone, boom, in the ring, little square foot. 4 sides of ropes, boom, let's see what you can do. And it's a really amazing, phenomenal business.
Yeah, it really is.
There's marks that just grew up thinking they could copy everybody. I can wrestle just like Jeff Hardy. I did it in my backyard for 13 years, and now I look exactly like him. Okay, go wrestle the strongest man in the world now. You've been Jeff Hardy in your backyard, so go ahead. That's the business you're in right now.
Let's see what you're capable of, everybody. No, it's crazy. And I was interviewing a younger wrestler this past week, and I was talking about like how pro wrestling is such a catch-all for an entertainment aspect of things, because you have the sports component to it, you have the athleticism component to it, but you also not only have that, but you have the music element, you have television, you have film. All this stuff comes into one huge product that makes it a big catch-all product that can make it entertaining for anybody, I think, in a lot of ways.
And I mean, to go even a step further, the fact that WWE is so big, they are a leader in so many things, entertainment wise, that we don't even know about. You know what I mean? I think they're one of the top graphic designing businesses, and it's a wrestling company, but there's things like that, like video production and stuff. Like they have that shit mastered, and they're the best at a lot of that stuff, and it's just because they're so fucking big, and they got the the support to keep growing.
And think about this too, Rob. They were one of the first like live streaming kind of they to really embrace the streaming aspect of it. Like WWE Network was at the forefront of a lot of that stuff before. I mean, you had Netflix and you had certain stuff like that, but to come up with their own streaming subscription service, now every channel, network, program has their own streaming service now, and it's like WWE's always on the cusp of like, hey, we'll try it out first, and then MLB Network starts up, and then all this other stuff keeps going.
That's true, man. They're fucking leaders.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
No way. By the way, that reminds me, WrestleMania 2, this was way before pay-per-views. Well, not way before. It might only have been a year before pay-per-views, but it was before we had things like that. And so it was WrestleMania 2 was broadcast through something called, the fuck do they call it? Closed circuit TV.
Circuit, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they could broadcast it, but not everybody could pick it up. But they had certain towns that would pick it up, and they sold tickets. And marks like me bought a ticket just like it was a live wrestling show, sat in the arena at the Kellogg Center Arena.
Yeah,
probably paid as much to watch, actual live wrestlers, but we were watching a big fucking movie screen, and we were so happy and excited to be there. It felt like we were watching a live show.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Closed circuit TV. That was the predecessor.
Yeah, and you think about this too. Nowadays, like yesterday, with the NFL games were on, the Rams are playing in Seattle. Well, at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, they were airing the game in SoFi like that. Like, so people
at the arena.
At the arena. Yeah.
During another game, or
the game is airing in Los Angeles while the game's being played in Seattle. So all the Rams fans were watching it there.
And in Seattle, while you're watching the LA team play, there's not another Seattle team game going too, right? There's just one game.
No, it's that. So the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams, are playing the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. And so the LA Ram fans back in Los Angeles were watching the game on a big screen in that stadium.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up, and Blue Chew has dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level championship belt, gold-plated energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the number one chewable ED brand. It ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. No. This is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get it on and quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet. So, we've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off the first month of Blue Chew Gold with code RVD. That's promo code RVD. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. So, pretty neat. Wrestling's all over the place. Maddie has a couple super chats here. He says, he asked you about AJ Styles memories and then thoughts on Gunther. What do you think of Gunther? So, yeah, AJ's the big thing this weekend, Rob, is Royal Rumble, and AJ is putting his career up on the line against Gunther. And AJ already announced that 2026 will be his last year in wrestling. So people are curious about if this will be his last match. Yeah. Round 2.
Kratom, it's stronger than heroin. I don't know if we talked about this or not, but you know where that comes from but there is a byproduct of kratom called hydroxy something, and anyway, it's a concentrated byproduct of kratom that's way stronger. Oh. I've only seen it in pills, like chewable pills, but I think if people come across that 7-0, I think it's called hydroxy 7-0, and if you come across that and you think that's this, then you would feel like, oh my God, it's so strong. Like kratom is dangerous. That shit is really strong, and that's not to play around with if you're an amateur. So I found that out. It's really, really strong, concentrated for just like, I mean, you can compare weed, I got grass, it's weed, but you can also take the concentrated THC crystals and melt them down and make it into a really strong wax. And it's not the same thing at all. It's not going to feel the same. It's a lot more powerful. They did do that with kratom. It's called 7-hydroxy-O, I believe, some form of that. And just FYI, they're right. That is really strong. I could take like half a pill and feel it like all day. When I say feel it, I mean like it would make my pain go away. And I would feel like I was on pain pills, but I wasn't. It was just this kratom product,
Yeah. Okay. So I'll have to remember that then. The hydroxy. I know my buddy in college, he took a product called Hydroxy Cut. I don't know if it's like
different. Yeah, that's totally different.
Totally different. Okay.
We all took Hydroxy Cut back in the day.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. My buddy had a bad allergic reaction to it. Really, he had to go to the hospital. Wow. So, yeah. Okay, good to know then. So, what are your AJ Styles memories, Rob?
AJ's always been really cool. Good guy. I met him, I believe, when I was in TNA, and I wrestled him there. I think I don't know if this is just in my head or not, but I suspect that he probably dreamed of having more of a fantasy match with RVD than we had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get that a lot. I mean, if you look at my social media, like, oh, dream match, you got to wrestle Ricochet. Oh, dude, I want to see you and this guy. And it's like, yeah, that guy's 35. I'm 55. The biggest difference, I think, in that is the hunger, like 20, 30 years ago, I wanted to go out there every night and just steal the whole show and make sure that every single fan was just like blown away and doing everything I could physically and possibly do to make that happen. And that's how I was back when I was the whole effing show in ECW. I was like, I'm not going 8 minutes. I'm going 38 minutes,
Right.
Even if I had to tell Paul, okay, yeah, I'll keep it short. I was like, no, fuck no. We're going, man, I'm going through the crowd. We're going to be fighting. And that was something I really, really wanted. But eventually, especially after going to WWE, when you go to WWE, then you learn to slow it down. You learn to make things mean more. You learn to sell. You learn to get the moves and get the emotion that you're going for by doing less. It's part of the thing that you learn. Everybody does. And for me, I hated it at first, but once I learned it, I mean, I took that and there's no going back. You know what I mean? Like after being in WWE, it's like, I wonder how quick I could do. I wonder if I can get this done in 10 minutes, or like, how much do I got to do before we start the heat? And there's just like the whole agenda is different, like you do what you got to do to get by. At least I do. I shouldn't say you. And not that I'm holding back, but it's just not the same as when you're hungry and you're like, fuck yeah, I get a chance to show everybody what I'm about tonight. These fucking fans, they don't know what I'm going to show them. Now it's like they know what I'm going to show them. They've seen me wrestle for 40 years, so I'm not going to go out there and try to steal their fucking attention by doing moves that they've never seen before. That ain't going to happen,
Right. Uh-huh.
But it used to be that way. It used to be exactly that. I'm going to do some moves they ain't never seen before. They're going to be so impressed. They're going to be looking at me like, man, this guy's a great wrestler. He's in great shape. He's a great athlete. Boom, boom, boom. Oh man, he got fucked though, man. He's getting cheated, and that it went. So anyway, I think I wrestled AJ quite a bit, and we had like really good, solid matches. I can just imagine in my mind, just like a lot of wrestlers that grew up watching me, I can imagine that he might have thought that would have been like one of the best possible matches to put together before it actually happened. And then he experienced me, saying, yeah, we don't have to do that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love working with him. Great guy. But when I think about us working, I think about the timing. Like, people still want to see me wrestle and give a rub to all these new young guys that are coming up. But in my mind, it's not like I'm going to have their style of match. But I mean, it never is anyway. It's always you put this guy and this guy together, and that's always what makes every match different, right? It's just the different ingredients. It's a whole different soup. So it probably still would be, a really good match. But I guess maybe the void of having, I wouldn't say I've got nothing to prove, but prospectively you could say that. But at the same time, there is a little inspiration, motivation in me that I still got to prove, that I can still do it, that I can, that I'm still in good shape. I got to, so that people will be, what's the word I'm looking for? They'll be motivated, inspired. They'll be like, damn, hell yeah, man. Age is just a number, isn't it? It's cool to get, to get that effect. But anyway, it's been forever since I felt like, man, I'm going to act as if everybody here bought a ticket just to see me, and I'm going to do 150% of everything I can do in that ring. It's just a little different. You know what I mean? I mean, it's
yeah.
So anyway, one thing about AJ that I thought was interesting back in TNA anyway is he didn't swear. I think people like that are interesting when it's, people we all have our own policies.
Mm-hmm.
And for him, that was one of his policies is he didn't swear. I think it was because, well, I don't know why, but I mean, he had a son that would be around there sometimes to be playing video games with him. And I think a lot of it was because of that. Like, he didn't want his kid to pick it up. But even besides that, it might have just been because he wants to be a good, Christian boy or whatever. I don't know. That's just something that I think about when I think about him. Same thing, by the way, with Elias. What's that dude's name?
Oh, yeah, Elias?
Elias, yeah.
Elias? He doesn't swear?
Yeah, we were in a car ride like a year ago when he was telling me that. And I was like, now what is it? Is it that you think Jesus is mad at you if you choose to say ass instead of butt? Because I always wonder that. And he was just like, yeah, Jesus doesn't like it when I swear. I was like, okay.
Well, I didn't know that. He's like based out of this area, so.
Yeah. It's interesting when people feel better about substituting the words,
Yeah. Gee whiz.
Yeah, mother trucker, shut the front door.
Jimmy Christmas.
Aren't you still like expressing that same vibe, that same emotion, pronouncing it differently? But,
what the heck?
To each his own.
Yep, no doubt about it.
Well, what the heck? That's not as bad as saying you cork sucker.
Cork soaker. You cork soaker.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of interesting because I have two things that kind of branch off of that I have quotes from. Chris Jericho last week. I don't remember where the interview was, but he had a quote about ageism, Rob, and it says, "It's never too late. Ageism does exist, and you can't worry about it. Your age is your age, but you can't worry about it. It's not a death sentence to be in your 50s, right? Or 60s, 70s. There's still time to do things." He continued, maybe you're not going to have a career like the Rolling Stones, but you can still do it. Write a song, record a song, audition for parts, all that stuff you can still do. The biggest detriment to success is ourselves. Why not do it? Somebody's got to do it, so why don't you? So I thought that was pretty interesting because we always talk about like how like age is kind of just a number in a lot of ways, and it shouldn't pigeonhole you into thinking you have limitations or anything like that. From time to time, depending on the person.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get a funny look when you're going to 6-year-old birthday parties.
Oh yeah,
You have some limits,
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point.
Sir, what are you? Did someone invite you, or what are you doing here, sir? I just love kids.
Oh my God.
Hey, Jericho is an interesting. He's an interesting. I don't know. Let's just say an interesting performer right now. We've talked before about this. He has an incredible work ethic. You know what I mean? Like, he seems like he'll do anything but stay at home for a night. You know what I mean? Like, he's with his band and with the wrestling, and he's got the cruise, and he's got he's on VH1 all the time and narrating for Dark Side of the Ring, and he seems like he really works a lot, and that's nothing new. That's always been that way. Mm-hmm. Now he seems like he's one of the most talked about names right now. Like, he's in a position now where it seems to me like he's as hot as he's ever been.
He's such a strategist with a lot of that stuff. I think he's like always thinking about like how not only can I reinvent myself, but how can I promote myself and create intrigue that I'm still around, in the wrestling.
Yeah, but the way that, my opinions mostly based on like watching YouTube and social media and stuff, but from everyone for the last few weeks talking about, is Jericho going to show up at Royal Rumble, or is he going to, is he coming to AEW, or is he going to come to TNA, or is he going, what's he going to, like, everybody seems to be just like, like fucking chomping at the man's nuts. and I don't know, it's weird because I feel like proud of him, even though it's got nothing to do with me. Like, now I know, I kind of, sometimes when people say, man, I'm proud of you, sometimes it's like, dude, you don't even know me. How do you feel proud of me? Like, how does that work? But I get it. Like, not that I don't know him, but you can be proud in someone else and feel happy through their achievements and victories. And that's part of celebrating and being happy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Katie's the best at that. Like a lot of guys, if you have, like, if you're looking at hot girls on Instagram on your phone, and then your girlfriend or wife, says, hey, what are you doing? A lot of guys go, oh, nothing, because they don't, you know what I mean? They don't want them to feel insecure or jealous or whatever. But Katie, like, I knew, like, right away, like, if she saw that, she'd be like, oh, she's really cute. Give her a heart. Give her a heart. You need to support her. She's cute. Like, total different. She's so positive and sweet, and always is just like happy for other people, whether she knows them or not. You know what I mean? She's like, yeah, good job. You saw this guy on the news? He did this and this and this, and it's a little bit contagious, because it's like, man, I want to be more like that. That's just positive all the way. And we get along great, and we don't have room for negativity because we have a lot of that in common. But back to Jericho, though, it seems like he's in a position where if they wanted to, they could bring him in to whatever company right into the top spot.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's what it seems like.
Absolutely.
If that's what they want to do with them. I mean, who's top in WWE? What is it? Roman Reigns,
CM Punk,
those guys, like, boom. Yeah. I mean, I could see him coming like right in there and not under those guys. You know what I mean?
On their level. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, just interesting to watch and see what he's doing. And he and I are the same age, and he's like, as far as I know, he doesn't even slow down. I mean, take a break, take a smoke break. He loves, I'm guessing, I shouldn't speak for him, but he must really love the entertainment business. So it's definitely worth mentioning that he's fucking crushing it for I mean, he's too busy to even fucking do shit. It was like, how many years ago was it? Like 8 years ago or something. I saw something online where he was talking about, well, it was after AEW started, and he was one of the founders and shit. He said something about taking indie dates, where he said, it would take 6 digits, like $100,000 for me to work an indie date. I'm not trying to brag or be insincere. It's just gotten to that point because I'm so busy, and that was years ago.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, now he can kind of pick and choose what he wants to do, and at the same time, he angles it so there's intrigue behind him, and what's his next step? What is Jericho doing? And anytime he does do something, it's something different that hasn't done before, and that's kind of.
I feel like even like 20 years down the road or whatever, he's gonna be a guy, good guy to know, to be like, wow, man, I'm fucking hanging out with Chris Jericho, like this is the man. He's just gonna keep finding ways to fucking dominate culture.
Yeah, no doubt. So then Becky Lynch had another quote. I think this was an interview with Billboard, and you just mentioned about you basically you could think about like that. You've proved everything that you needed to prove, and like she's already done a whole lot in WWE, and everything has been there for like 15 years or whatever it is. And she was asked about like what keeps her going in wrestling. She says, right now, it's all about the purpose of a story. I think that's the thing. When you kind of accomplish everything, you come back to the bare bones. You come back to, why do I do this in the first place? Well, I love it. Well, okay, how can I make this better than it was when I found it? How can we lift up the next generation? Who's going to be the people that take over next? And how can we make sure that they're in a position to succeed? How can we tell the best stories? How can we get the audience invested? How can we get new eyes on the business? How can I make people feel the way I felt when I was a fan? And so that was kind of her perspective of what keeps her drive going. Could you kind of see a little bit of that, Rob, about like what she had to say in regards to maybe keeping her moving at this point in time in her career?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds. I'm sure we all got our own perspectives of why we do what we do. You know.
Yeah.
One thing that's funny is you don't have to be a. I want to use the word basic thinker again here, well, by the way. I use the word basic thinkers sometimes on here, and a basic thinker is somebody that has no ability to think of anything outside of themselves. Let me give you this example, okay?
Okay.
Let's say you live at 400 Pine Street, okay? All right. New tax law. Everyone that lives at 400 Pine Street is going to get 75% deduction in their taxes, but everybody else, their taxes are going to triple.
Whoa.
Now, if your automatic first thought is just like, fuck yeah, man, it's better for me, of course I'm going to do that. That it doesn't necessarily make you a basic thinker, but if you can't even imagine what it's like and don't even see the other side of the equation, then you're a basic thinker.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people vote on just what's better for them, not what's better for the majority. That's something that you do. Is it selfish? Well, sure, by definition. I'm not going to say if it's too selfish or not. That depends circumstantially. But it is about yourself. But something like that, people, basic thinkers can't even think it. They would just like, fuck yeah, no, 400 Pine Street. That's my address. That's as far as their thoughts will go. So anyway, Stevie Richards is a basic thinker. He told us.
He let us know.
He's proud of it. Yeah.
He let us know.
Anyway, one thing that I get a lot that I think is funny is basic thinkers. A lot of them, they think automatically that if you're famous, the only reason you do anything is hopes of being relevant. You know, like every time I read that cracks me up. Like, oh, he's just trying to remain relevant, so that's why he said this or that or whatever. It's like no matter what they're doing, it could be that's why he does, this TV show, or that's why he said that, or that's why he's putting out these videos. No matter what you do, like you don't have any other purpose except for I'm losing my relevancy. Oh no, people are gonna forget who I am. I need to make a noise. Like it's. To me, it's funny that that's their automatic, the way that they think that it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Automatically. Anyway, I got a special guest that just walked in here.
I need to get on the podcast so I stay relevant.
Yes. Hey, she's relevant.
Hey.
I got my wife on so I can be relevant. And Lovey too.
Yay.
Lovy's here. What's up, Katie? How are you?
Hey, great.
Great. Congratulations. I heard Karma's in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's she doing?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, we just brought her home a little bit before the show. So brand new. Everyone's wanting to know, what's it like, being a father and all this. And, now we'll find out a lot more because before it was just hospital visits.
We were co-parenting in the hospital, and now she's all ours.
How about that? That's so great.
Katie has been amazing through the whole thing, carrying the twins, having people reach inside her and pull the twins out, and gaining all that weight, and then losing all that weight in no time, and she pretty much no-sold the whole thing.
It's a way to be. What a true wrestler, indeed.
It's all worth it for the kids. My dream came true.
People are always asking me, how's Katie? How's Katie doing? She no-sold everything. She never complained. Like, made it hard for me to complain that I was hurting. Yeah.
Well, no, Rob was telling me, Katie, how great that was that you were able to how you kind of rebounded so quick, and then all that weight came on, and I was like, oh, is she training or is she eating differently? It's like, no, it's just a natural kind of thing that happened, people and stuff. So I'm glad everything's going all right and everything.
Yeah, I was blessed. I was really nervous about, used to showing off my body and everything, and then being pregnant with twins. I was like, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to wear a bikini again.
And then 2 days after your kids, it's like, your abs are out. You got fucking abs already. What are you doing?
Hey! Oh, that's great though. Oh man. Yeah, no, people have been asking that in the chat, and then I've seen online too, people have been asking.
And she's so happy. She's been happy since she got pregnant, basically.
Yeah. That's why I can't complain about the pain or anything, because I just have been on cloud nine. My dream, it's been my dream for a long time to be a mom. And so for it to finally come true and then be doubled by twins.
Right.
It's like weight gain or pain or anything is not going to hold me back. I've just feel so blessed. It still doesn't even feel real.
I believe it.
She's been committed to that the whole time. Just no matter what's going on, she's like, "Fuck it, it's worth it," and she's happy. And so what a big upgrade in life that extra love and happiness is.
Absolutely, it's adds a whole nother layer of love to the aspect of life.
Not that she wasn't happy before,
right?
It is a whole nother level. And, and I'm looking forward to getting to know the babies. So far, they just have a little range of expressions on their face, and it's rare that they do something out of the ordinary. It's not like, oh my God, she just did a cartwheel, not yet.
Not yet, at least. Yeah, there's time for that.
Yeah, it's like cliche until you actually experience it. But people say your heart grows bigger when you have kids, and I really feel like it did. My capacity of love is just even bigger. How much I love them. I'll literally look at them and cry that I love them so much and how blessed I feel. I do it all the time. I did it just a couple hours ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
It changes your whole life perspective, I'm sure. It's just you have another life that you concern about yourself growing up, and it's a relationship that you're in, but you bring another life into this world. It's another whole other person to love and appreciate, and know that there's a greater purpose for you too as well.
Yeah.
Some of the nicest comments, because people have been congratulating us, nonstop and so nice. But one of the comments that stands out more that people say sometimes, and they say like the world has become a better place because of you and Katie now.
That's gonna make me cry.
Like
That's so sweet.
Yeah, like adding our daughters to the world has made it a better place.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great too. It's true.
Because our world is a better place, but the fact that other people feel that is really touching.
Yeah, no doubt. It's really great.
Barbie was squeezing through
I
there.
don't want her to go in there. She keeps barking at the baby.
Oh, does she? Uh-oh.
Barbie.
She doesn't do it when I'm around, but Daddy's busy.
Daddy's busy, occupied, and then this will happen. We'll hit these super chats, and then we'll close out the show here. This week's episode of One of a Kind with RVD is presented by Cash App. And Cash App has a new fun kind of way if you're a parent and you're concerned for your kids and they're getting to the age where they're starting to spend money or get their first job. You can help them monitor their funds and their stuff with Cash App. So get this. And I tell you what, like getting an early start at an age like that, where you're just learning everything about life in general, having a financial foundation really helps get yourself organized and ahead of the game, ahead of the curve when it comes to that, when you're moving on with life and getting ready for college or whatever it may be. So for all the parents out there with teenagers, we know you're already trying to keep a million different things under control. Cash App is here to help and make sure your teen's money and their spending isn't adding to the craziness. Cash App is designed to meet teens age 13 to 17, where they're with intuitive educational tools. Available through sponsorship by an eligible parent or guardian, teens gain access to a personalized Cash App card that comes in different colors and patterns to fit their style and the ability to instantly access money from their family and friends. Cash App makes managing money feel easier and honestly just cooler than other options out there. The platform also has tools that can help teens develop real-world financial habits in a space that's safe and easy to navigate, all with your oversight and approval. If your teen is getting their first job, Cash App can give them access to their paychecks up to 2 days early and help them achieve their personalized saving goals they can set for themselves, all within the app. With Cash App, these tools become something they'll actually want to use because they were designed with them in mind. Finally, no one wants unnecessary surprises. With Cash App, there are no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and no hidden charges when sending or receiving money. With the Cash App card, you and your teens' balances receive 24/7 fraud monitoring if something ever feels off. You have the ability to lock their card right from your phone in just one tap. Skip the stress and give your teen a way to learn financial responsibility with no hidden fees. Download the Cash App and get started today. So, for a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code FAMILY10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct and promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Incorporated brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Oh, before I forget, Maddie asked about your thoughts on Gunther too. Thoughts on Gunther?
But I don't really know a lot about him. I'm finding out that he's been around a lot longer than I thought. I thought, I've only seen him, I don't know, in the last year or something, but I keep seeing like old footage of him wrestling, some of my peers years and years ago with a different look even. And so I know that he's been around even though I haven't seen him or worked with him. And that automatically makes me respect him more, instead of, and then, he looks like a good heel. He's got people talking for sure. But he seems not convincing. What's the word I'm looking for? Convincing. He seems like he's got conviction in his vibe, in his moves, and in his attitude, his everything. Yeah, he exudes conviction, and I think he's a good heel. So I don't know if he's still carrying all the heat that he got from beating Cena, and I know that was looking like that was the plan. And I haven't really watched a whole lot since then to see what he's doing. But he said he's wrestling AJ, and yeah, I like him. I mean, at first I just thought he was someone that just chopped the hell out of people, and of course that just makes me want to kick him.
Yeah, yeah, right. No,
I mean that's sometimes is great matches. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
like that's why me and Bob Holly had such great matches, because I was watching him be so stiff, beating the shit out of everybody, and then all of a sudden I'm wearing the ECW flag again, and that just in my mind makes me a complete different person. You know, that I'm like boom, like Popeye eating his spinach, like ding ding, da da da, toot toot, and so like I was like, yeah, bring it, and we would beat the shit out of each other and have great matches, and we both liked it. And then
did you literally beat the shit out of each other?
literally. Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
But anyway, that's what I thought before, was that when I saw him, it just looked like, I'm not a big fan of chops anyway.
Yeah.
And every match seems like it has to have a chop fest, or at least it did a few months ago. And you never see a chop coming either. That's the weird. But anyway, I thought that he was somebody that was just proud of chopping extra hard, in which case that's what inspires me to say, definitely this guy needs some receiptism on some of those. But now he's seeing that he's in the position he's in and everything, that just automatically comes with more respect. Even though I haven't really seen him a whole lot.
Yeah, no, he brings a lot of like legitimacy and like a kind of credibility to what he does in the ring. It's a different flavor, like an old school flavor that you're not used to seeing in today's wrestling product. So,
and he has that like I don't know what I call it, intimidating, but he seems like someone that like you wouldn't want to fuck with. Like if you're a fan, you'd be scared of him.
You wouldn't want to
try to like hump him or something.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't want to be doing that. Definitely not doing that to Gunther.
Yeah.
I ain't humping Gunther, okay? You guys talked about watching WLFG. Maddie asks about Unreal. Have you guys watched Unreal yet? And he said it's headstrong.
I was just thinking about LFG because Gunther was one of the guests on there. Yeah. I was like, he really carries himself like an OG. So that's what I was like. He seems like he's been in the business longer than I thought. And then, Rob said that he has been in the business.
Yeah, he's been on there for a while.
Okay, so I like the first season of Unreal, even though I know a lot of legends don't like it and old school people because it's giving away game.
Yeah.
But then we just watched an episode of the second season, and that feels more like it's like biographies. What I saw was more like, reminded me of WWE biography. Like they just go in and talk a lot about the wrestler instead of like the first season seemed like they talked more about the wrestling business.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it too, because Nash was talking about it on his show, and he was saying how they were focused on like Seth and Becky. And
like everything. I was like, I want to learn about other people too.
Yeah.
I watched the R-Truth one. So I learned a lot about R-Truth, but it was like the whole thing is about R-Truth, kind of not before, where the first season's like breaking down the business. Like, okay, we do this to get ready for WrestleMania. This is what goes behind putting together WrestleMania. Things like that. I thought that was cool, learning about the business, even though sometimes it's given too much away about the business. It was interesting to me.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, and I'm partially of that. Like, I don't want to see how the bread's made, like basically, like even in the immediate, because it's like this stuff just happened like months ago, and they're already telling you how it's all been cooked up in the scenes and stuff like that. So I've been really kind of apprehensive to kind of get into it, but like Nash did like it too for the kind of what you were saying, Katie, is like almost like the biography aspect of it all.
Yeah.
Relating to the pain like Becky was going through, like getting back in the ring and all that kind of stuff. But I know Heyman mentioned like how he doesn't like doing it, but he does it because you're either on the train or you're off it, basically. That's kind of his philosophy. But what do you think about stuff like Unreal, Rob? That kind of
I only saw, I think, one episode of this season. It was the R-Truth one, and I liked the episode. I guess I liked learning about.
You just sneezed all over Daddy's face.
I liked learning about R-Truth and learning how much everyone loved him there and stuff, and so it was cool. But it was more like a little bio of him and his situation. I think more than the navigation of the office, which, I mean, in the first season, I got to, I watched so much of it, and then I was like, okay, I've seen enough. You know what I mean? It crosses too many lines for me to enjoy, and it does so, in my opinion, in a deceiving way. So they're still able to work the fans while making the fans think that they're giving them everything. And so I'm seeing this and also not enjoying it. That was my first season experience. And then this one, like she said, we went through the subjects. There's 5 or 6 of them. What's this one about? What's this one about? And 3 or 4 of them were about Seth and Becky. And so I was like, is that does their story intertwine through the whole thing, or does it? And I didn't really know. It definitely seems like they're changing it, it's different than the first season. But for me, it's I could take it or leave it. It was a good show though. The one with R-Truth, it was entertaining to watch. Made me love R-Truth more.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it was entertaining, but as far as overall and what they're trying to do with, with Unreal and the peek behind the curtain and all that, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat too. But no, I love the fascinating character kind of aspect of it all, or the learning about the person in a lot of ways. Maddie makes a joke here. He says, if murder is wrong, why did Raven kill Moppy? Do you remember Moppy, Rob?
Yeah, did Raven kill him?
I guess he did. Yeah, Moppy was Perry Saturn's.
Moppy.
What was it?
It was a mop.
So who came up with was the Al Snow's head first or the mop?
Yes,
first?
Al Snow's head was first, and then Chavo Guerrero came out with a hobby horse named Pepe that he had, and then Perry Saturn came out with Moppy later.
So it was a trend. It was cool back then to have random items as
Yes.
your sidekick.
I saw Perry talking about that in an interview, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure about this, but I think that was given to him. He got hired and had a path that he was going on, and then it seems like, if I remember right, they switched it up and gave that to him, and that's where the boys think the office is ribbing them, when shit like that happens. But I remember something that I'm sure about that stood out was he said that he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna show them I can make this work," and fucking and really do my best with it and surprise everybody that thinks they're gonna get a big laugh out of putting me with a mop. Yeah.
How about that? Yeah, man. Yeah, because I remember that too, and it was Perry was on this trajectory where he was going to be the good guy against Raven, and this legitimate ass kicker kind of thing, and then they pivoted and went to this moppy gimmick and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, that's weird, but he did make it work for what it was. So credit to him.
I'll always remember that match where he had with Mike Bell, where he threw Mike Bell, Chris's brother, threw him out of the ring and landed on his head or something, and I think Perry got heat for, he thought that Mike fucked up, and so he kind of took liberties on him.
Yeah.
And it got to, it was just memorable because everyone just, I don't know why.
Did he hurt him?
Not permanently.
Was that in ECW, Rob? Would that happen?
WWE.
That was in WWE. Mike Bell. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. All right. I kind of remember that, I think.
He died.
Oh, gee. Oh, yeah, he did die. That's right. Maddie This is a 6 months member of RVDTV.com. RVD winning number 30, winning the Rumble in Saudi Arabia with the help of Heyman and the Vision to become the whole effing Vision. RVD wins at Mania. What would be bigger? I like it. Yeah.
Studying for my drug test right now.
Boom.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, how long of a flight is that? I'll do it.
It's a bit of a flight, but it's manageable. It's manageable. Maddie,
when is that, by the way? This weekend, right?
that's a Saturday.
This Saturday?
Don't play coy, Rob. We know you're going to be there.
I have a conflict though with the hockey game in San Jose.
Oh man, San Jose. The San Jose Sharks. Are you going to be at the San Jose Sharks game?
No, I think it might be kids hockey because it's called Barracudas.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, someone said that the other day. Are you sure San Jose's not Sharks? They're Sharks. And I was like, no, it's Cuda Country. It's Cuda Mania.
Whoa.
And it is the 31st, Saturday. So
All right.
it's a hockey game. I'll be dropping the puck. I'll be saying, what the fuck? Best of luck.
Best of luck.
Yuck. Booker T did it for them last time. So I'm following suit and looking forward to it. But
RVD on ice, everybody. Go check him out.
we'll see how I can make Saudi Arabia and the hockey game.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Cuda Mania.
Cuda Mania, brother. Maddie.
Looking at the calendar, I wanted to tell y'all today's the twins' 1 month birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Katie, I wanted to ask you too. So my sister-in-law, she's got 2 baby girls, and over the course of time, she would lay them on the mats that would show their size. They're changing size.
Yeah.
Are you going to do that too?
We did it today.
Did you? That's awesome.
Yeah, we just did that at the hospital, and then we circled like 1 month, and then we did that.
Yeah, that's pretty neat to do. I always liked it when my nieces would. You'd see how quick they were growing and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it's like a growth chart on a mat type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let me random comment. I thought about this yesterday, and I wanted to make sure and remember to say it on the show. It just popped in my head. I was smoking a doobie back here, and I was thinking about Tracy Smothers for some reason. And I was thinking, and something made me laugh. And I was thinking, like, maybe the good people in the chat room of the RVD fam might think this is funny and enjoy a laugh too. We all love Tracy. Like, who I don't know who could say anything bad about him. You know, I don't know if you knew him. Good country boy.
Yeah.
And he loved to have fun. You know, he was always ready to, even if he was pissed, he wasn't far from being in a good mood. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's great.
Even if you're mad at somebody, if you could pull him aside, you could be like, hey, man, come on, what's your deal? What's your deal? And he might be like, no, fuck that shit. Come on, what's your deal? And he might be like, what's your deal? You know what I mean? Like, high five. You know, we used to always be like, what's your deal, man? Hey, anyway, what I wanted to tell you that I thought was so funny was this was in the ECW days, and Tracy liked to smoke marijuana. So whenever we would go, like, step outside or whatever and get in a circle and smoke a doobie, there'd be little Guido and Tracy and me and Sabu and Pee Wee, maybe or maybe not 1 or 2 other guys. This is what Tracy would do every time. All right, man, let's go.
You take your shirt off to smoke?
He would take his shirt off because he thought he was kayfabing and that his shirt wouldn't smell like smoke then.
Oh, okay.
Even if we were all in a car or something, he would. It's not like he would throw it out the window, but he would take his shirt off whenever we were smoking to avoid it smelling like smoke. And I would always laugh. I just thought that was so fucking funny. And
I'm wondering that if it's bad if I'm by you and you're smoking.
I know.
And then I hold the babies.
Well, yeah, I haven't smoked like in front of her like this close to her in quite a while. But yeah, I know I changed my shirt before we went because my other one smelled. My shirts always smell like smoke. I don't know why, but
I don't get it.
But he would do that every time, and I'd be like, sometimes I would, have the conversation with her. You really think that's doing anything, man? Hey, man, I told my girl I would do that, man. So just, I just take it off. Yeah.
I gotta head out. It's baby o'clock.
All right. Great to see you, Kitty. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, my best to Karma and Sabatou.
Thank you.
You can leave Barbie in here and shut her in?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Bye, y'all.
Love you, baby.
Bye, Katie.
Bye.
Till Sabo. See you tomorrow.
I will.
All right. That was awesome.
Now I can smoke.
Now you can smoke. Take your shirt off, Rob.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
That's
and
great.
And if you knew Tracy, it would make it even funnier.
I bet it would.
Yeah.
Dude, I always heard great things about Tracy Smothers, and I'm like so upset, like, because I probably, in my earlier time when I started writing, I probably could have interviewed him, but I never really reached out or anything like that. So, but I bet you would.
I worked him one time in like '94, it seems like, at a fair, in the South. Barbie, come here, baby. You stay in. And after that match, we became friends right away. But every time he would talk about that match, there's a couple things that he would always say consistently, like for the rest of our lives together. He would always say that an easier street fights. And the other thing he would say, he took me within an inch of my life, man. Swear to God, inch of my life. It was so funny.
That's awesome. That's so good.
Sometimes him and Lil Guido would fight, and I just thought it was so funny because they're both such characters, That just made it funny watching them mad at each other. And Tommy and Tracy would they would let's say Big Brother Little Guido, and he hated it,
Oh, I bet he would. Yeah, I bet he would. I tell you what, Vito's impression of Guido was fucking hilarious last week. The way he was able to change his tone so quickly like that, I was like, oh my God, that is Guido.
We're all characters.
Yeah, all right. That's it. Right?
Del Wilkes, the Patriot, said that one time we were on the bus in Japan, and he said, take a look around this bus. Everyone here is a freak except you. Just take a look around. And I was like, oh my God, he's right. But then as I got older, I was like, I think his point was that I'm a freak too.
I'm a freak as well.
I don't know exactly what he meant, but it was like there's the Kamala dude, Kamara, Ben Peacock, and there's
fucking Gary Albright sitting over there too.
Dr. Death, Stan Hansen, yeah. He's who? Yeah, but there's an expression, something like if you ever look around and see that everyone is everyone except for you is a freak, they're thinking the same thing,
Right, yeah.
Which makes sense. But I remember Del Wilkes saying, like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And I wasn't comfortable yet being there. We've talked about that when I was young and insecure and so shy. Steve Williams thought I was slow. And he was like, Del was cool though. He sat in front of me on the bus, and he was just like, why are you here, man? Like, look at you. Like, look at all these guys. Like, we're all crazy. Like, look at you. Like, look around, take a look around the bus, man. We're all freaks. How do you feel like you fit in? And I was like on the Instagram thing where they're looking around there.
Yeah.
But
that had to be also uncomfortable though. Like, raise your anxiety up a little bit more. Like, man, do I fit in? I don't really fit in. Like, what's going on?
It did.
Yeah.
I was 23, maybe 24, and a young one at that too. So yeah, I remember. Just turn around, don't talk to me.
Maddie says he thinks Vince should return as Mr. McMahon. Wow. I don't know when you could do that necessarily.
I saw something today. Some people are believing that they're having talks. You see any of that?
I did not see any of that. No. I'm not surprised though. whether that's true or not, I'm not surprised because my prediction for 2026 actually was Vince McMahon will make a return in some form or fashion in pro wrestling. I think he will.
Oh yeah. Someone said, you know,
Yeah.
that TKO was having conversations and that they need him to save the direction or something. Who knows?
Yeah, who does know? Wow.
That'd be a pretty big comeback.
That it sure would. It definitely would. Holy
I shit on all of you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
fuck you. You're all right, Rob, but fuck you too over
Yeah.
there. Pat Ramondo, thanks for Canadian $2, eh? He says blazing and enjoying the content. Thanks, RVD. So he's smoking and he's got him, Rob. Yes.
Right on.
Yes. And then we have Maddie just saying nostalgia. No one will ever do it like RVD. So you hit his nostalgia fuse there, Rob. So thank you, Maddie.
That's what happens when you live for centuries. Like it's that fucking movie when the I'm talking about. You got chopped their head off to kill him. Walker or something. Or,
yeah, like zombie.
Yeah, but I was thinking of the maybe the Irish dude. I think it might be playing one of the Highlander. I was thinking of Highlander. I don't know if Irish dude's playing.
You might be right though, because I never saw the Highlander movies, but don't they? Yeah, they live for like years.
They just live for centuries and walk the earth and pretty, like vampires, I guess. But what is Drew McIntyre gonna? He's got an acting part of something coming up that I thought was awesome and ideal for him, but I don't know what I can't remember.
Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I think he is in some sort of he's in some sort of movie that's kind of like that, isn't he? Coming, I think it's a Highlander remake, maybe.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I think
that might be it, Rob. If somebody in the chat knows, let me know. Let me know if somebody in the chat knows.
This box sent to me from a company called Life Vantage, and it's health products, right? And anyway, they sent me a box of stuff, and I just wanted to say thank you on air for I don't know what a lot of it is yet, but it's a big heavy box full of product for me to try. Liquid collagen.
Ooh.
And, a bunch of that's what's so heavy, the liquid collagen. But it's something that Rick Bassman, if you guys know that name, reach out to him if you want to know more, because it's something that they wanted to know. If I was interested in being part of them or whatever. But I just wanted to say thanks for that. I keep telling you, I got some stuff I'm working on, and maybe I'll have some details next week. Because we got RVD weed coming. We got RVD peptides coming.
Peptides, really?
And I love peptides. Yeah,
we've been talking about peptides for a while. I remember you talking about.
I manifested it. Believe it or not, it came to me. It came to me, and he come up on me.
He come up on me.
Yeah. So anyway, I found out there's a peptide named RVD.
What?
Yeah, I didn't even know, because there's like 7,000 peptides or something.
Is it named after you in specific, or does it so happen?
No, but check out the function of the RVD peptide. It latches onto your cannabinoid receptors in your brain, and then it mitigates your mood, and your energy, and I think maybe pain too. So it's very much like. Look it up. Are you looking it up right now?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
I
had no idea. It's like, boom, like how much?
It's a cannabinoid receptor. It's really supposed to act as a selective antagonist. I'm trying to see what it does.
Speak up. We can't hear you.
Okay. It's a cannabinoid receptor. Recently, it was shown that RVD HPA, also called PEPCAN12, is a potent negative allosteronic modulator at CB1 receptors, together with other newly described N-terminally extended peptides. However, other research suggests that RVD heparinase may sometimes act as a positive allosteronic modulator of CB. I don't know what any of this means.
Okay.
I'm just looking it up on Wikipedia.
So anyway, it helps regulate moods, and your endocannabinoid system does like everything. It's like a system that runs through your body and is in control of so much. But anyway, never knew. And besides that, also RVD brand peptides right around the corner. So I'll be talking to you about that. Hey, Bar, you're gonna go bark at the baby if I let you go. Come here. I'm hanging out. Anyway, pretty stoked about that, but I don't have the details to share with you yet. So hopefully next week.
I like it.
And hopefully we'll have hopefully by March, maybe middle of February, we'll have some RVD product out there. Pretty stoked about that.
That's awesome. Heck yeah, man. Yeah. Be great. That'll be great. Seth, thanks for the $20, my brother. Seth, everybody, just so you know, he does the RVD theme to the countdown song. A little higher. Check it out on Spotify. Support Seth out there. He says, you guys are looking good. Are the twins as chill as their parents? Do they have little personalities already? And has Saba broken any tables yet?
No, Saba hasn't broken any tables. I mentioned within a couple hours of being born, she already had her first ambulance ride and scared everybody. Just over sticking her tongue out, but they both do that. They stick their tongue out all the time. They're gonna be a tag team that does that.
Yeah.
By the way, I know people love to do that, but to me, it seems like, with exception, because like some people, I get it, or I get what they're saying when they do that or whatever, but it's way overdone. And for 90% of the time that I see it done, I'm always thinking like they're doing that because they don't have anything else to do. Regular people, when they're taking pictures on Instagram, they're like, or, either they'll be like, or they'll be like, and either way, like, okay, I get it, but it's way, in my opinion, it's way overdone. But that's just my opinion. What do I know? I don't even have tattoos. So
I think when people stick their tongues out like that and they do that, they're making you want you to think that they're crazy. They might not be crazy.
I guess so. And regular people do it, or girls, if they're taking photos.
Are you down?
Yeah. I guess, they want you to think they're crazy. That's their crazy. That's them tapping into their crazy. Ooh, they're so crazy. That's what I think too.
Ooh, they're so crazy.
Ooh, you're so crazy. Good job.
Ooh. Sloth Bernstein, thanks for the $5. He says in the Sabu doc, he had a PlayStation 5. Can you tell us what game Sabu played? Congrats on fatherhood, RVD.
No. I have no idea. The only game I know of was way back that Sega, and it was the Super Fire Pro Wrestler. Yeah. Super Fire Pro Wrest. But we played the fuck out of that ourselves with each other, and so that's how I know. I have no idea what else he played. I can't even imagine him playing video games. That's really weird.
Yeah, wonder why. Maybe I'll reach out to Joe Clark. Maybe he'll know.
I'm gonna ask him too, because that doesn't seem like, but whatever. Every once in a while he surprises me.
Right?
Yeah. And by the way, that was Sabu in the ring. This would have fit in earlier with the conversation. We were talking about how I was trained, and it wasn't about remembering shit. Especially when the Sheik was there was nothing set up. You were, wrestling, right? One good way to keep your mind in in the moment instead of in plans when you're wrestling Sabu. One good way to keep your mind guessing is the fact that Sabu would throw the entire plans out every time anyway. Like he'd be notorious about it, no matter like if we'd have a tag match, me and him against the Dudleys or Eliminators or whatever. And if we talk about ideas beforehand, 98% chance Sabu's going to forget them. And then he'll do some of them, but it'll just be all mixed in different orders and stuff. And he'll do something, and you're like, I thought we were going to do that, like going home before and because he was like that, that always kept you guessing.
Yeah, which is great. But wrestling unpredictable, and Sabu, what a character he was already at that point. So
sometimes he would do it on purpose too.
I bet he did it with a lot of younger guys, like when he'd wrestle a lot of younger guys. Like I'm sure they would, hey, I got a plan, I want to do this and this and this. Like Sabu, I could imagine be like, oh yeah, let's do it, and then he just fucks with them in the ring or whatever.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes you do it to me.
Yeah, I bet, right? A wrestling historian, thanks for the Canadian $2. He says, is there anybody else in AEW you'd want to wrestle AEW?
Sure.
What do they have?
Yeah, I don't know. I liked my match with Swerve, Could have a rematch with the Luke Perry kid.
Yeah, Jungle Jack.
Yeah, I don't do like fantasy matches and stuff, so I don't think of it that way. But I would like to wrestle Jericho, Edge, Christian.
Yeah,
some of my peers more so than the young guys. And that would be awesome too, because they'd be talking about that match, they'd be like, oh my God, man, they schooled us. So what I mean? That it would be something where I think everyone could learn something, You know what I mean? I'm trying to say.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Like when I wrestled Jericho at the in Brooklyn at the Barclay, and I told you like it was like that was my return for the Money in the Bank 2013, I believe, or
something like that.
Something like that. It was, and then I wrestled him at the Barclay maybe the night before or the night after, whatever. But anyway, they kept extending the time, and they cut out a match or something, and we were on live TV, and then we had to just work out there. And Barbie, come here. And anyway, I just remember like that match got a lot of high praise, and a lot of people were saying they enjoyed it and that they learned a lot, because it probably wasn't like two new young guys working, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
The story we told or however we, did it was probably different in a way that was nostalgic, maybe.
Nostalgic, absolutely.
I don't know.
It's a different kind of pace for like.
Also, Brian Cage, he's like one of the most talented. I don't know why WWE doesn't take him and just teach him how to be a monster, and because he does all the little guy moves too, you know what I mean? He wants to show he can do it. But anyway, he's amazing, and so let me throw him on there too. We could do it right. We could make some money together.
Oh, no doubt about it. I love Brian Cage. It'll be neat to see him back too, because I think he's like so greatly underutilized in AEW. I think there's so much more they can do with a guy like him for sure.
It is. Yeah, he's like, he looks like he could enter a bodybuilding contest tomorrow without fucking no prep work. Like he's just
there. He's already there.
He's got the look. Let's put it that way.
He's got the look.
Fans aren't gonna say like, I could take this guy. No way.
Maddie, I'm not going to put this chat up just because I don't want to get in
Like
trouble.
they could with a lot of AEW guys. Sorry, All Petite Wrestling. Oh no, I hate Rob Van Dam.
Oh no!
Just joking.
The word's out. Maddie, we know what Vince said to Cena that one time. What's up, my N-word? He did say that once. So
You did say that, yeah.
he did say that. Big Horse Legs. What a name. Big Horse Legs. Thanks for the $2. Does RVD like any pre-workout supplements?
Yeah, before I work out, I take NO Explode.
What is that? NO Explode?
NO Explode is a pre-workout, and it's a vasodilator, so it allows more blood to flow through your vessels because they expand. It's got caffeine. It's something to give you energy. It's called NO Explode. It's been around forever. And with pre-workout, it is certain things they put in there to try to give you caffeine to wake you up, and then amino acids in there to make your blood flow better and shit like that. Like with pre-workout and even with post-workout, it is kind of designed specifically to do something. But where a lot of people are mistaken, in my opinion, I think a lot of people think that protein powder is supposed to be some magical formula on its own that's supposed to get you big. But in fact, it's just protein. It's basically like I could eat 1.5 chicken breasts and fucking sweet potato, whatever the fuck, or I could take a couple of scoops of protein powder. It's more like that. Like if you look at it as part of your diet, then it's not even that expensive. Instead of eating, I'm going to take a protein shake this time, and then I'll eat next time it's time for an intake. It's more like that. But when you don't know, you think that it's like steroids, and like if you take the protein, like somehow it's going to like build your muscles, and sometimes it will have glutamine and some things in it to help, just to help make it like a healthy protein and supplement the protein synthesis and like that. But besides that, there's not anything magic. Whereas with the pre-workout, you're taking that because you want it to give you energy and wake you up and boom. So it's like it's purpose driven, where protein powder is more just protein, which you need protein anyway, whether you eat it or if you want to get extra protein, it makes it easier to get more protein. Does that make sense?
That makes plenty of sense. Yeah. No, I'm looking at the NO Explode stuff on Amazon right now. And,
I remember one of my nephews one time, got into my protein and took a scoop or two, just thinking like that was going to do something, like that was going to somehow build muscle. It's not magic.
No, it isn't magic. Yeah. It definitely takes a little added stuff if you want to do if you're doing protein, you got to work out too.
Also, sometimes I'll take what's called a Burn It Up, and that's from my longtime friend John Drake, who sends me supplements all the time from MASS, M-A-S-S. It's Muscle and Sports Science. We've shown you some of the products. One of them is an energy little pill. It's a thermogenic. I don't usually take those together because that's too much for a healthy heart. Well, if you got a healthy heart, it's not as bad as if you got an unhealthy heart, but it's not good for blood pressure. But anyway, sometimes I'll take them throughout the day too. And Burn It Up is cayenne pepper is what it's made from.
Oh, wow.
And so it's like a different route. It's not like I'm redundant with caffeine in that manner. And so that's something. Sometimes I'll take a Burn It Up if I need energy. Could be at a signing and I just want to wake up, or it could be before I go to the gym if I don't have any NO Explode or pre-workout.
Wow. All right. Man, good stuff. Good info. Yeah, NO Explode. If you guys are interested in pre-workout stuff and check it out. It's on Amazon. NO Explode. Type it in. Man, got to give a shout out to Dan Tony J910. He gave us $50, Rob.
Whoa! New sponsor.
Wow, about that. And he
Give
says,
him
Rob,
his own 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He gets his own 15 minutes.
His whole 15 minutes. Yeah. Rob Van Dam, that's all. That's all he wanted to say. So thank you,
Thanks
Dan.
for joining us, dude. Glad
Really
to be here.
Absolutely.
Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday indeed. Feel free to chime on in anytime. If you want to ask a question, I'll always keep my eyes peeled for you too. You get a free question, no doubt, on us after that. Jeez, man. Hey, TN Couponer says, learned so much from this live stream. So cool. That's awesome.
Awesome. That's what we all about. I'm going to recommend 5 things here.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Boom.
I didn't spend time. This one not as deep as last week. Just we talked about the First Amendment auditors, the cop videos that I watch. I'm going to recommend a few of them, just if you want to check them out. My favorite is called Honor Your Oath Investigations. Honor Your Oath Civil Investigations. Jeff Gray. He's the guy that has a little sign that just says, God bless the homeless and the homeless vets. And you would be so surprised to see how bad people freak out and whether it's people that want to get him out of their sight or their cops that want to arrest him, thinking that what he's doing is illegal. But it's great to see the reaction. He has cameras that they don't know about, and it records them. Good job, Jeff. And if I would have taken time, I would have thought of some more specific. But off the tip of my head, what I could write here, there's one that I watched called First Amendment Protection Agency. This dude, he goes around and he films marijuana dispensaries. He's out on the sidewalk by the road, and he just stands there with a camera. And of course, people are very upset about it. But you'd be surprised at how many people are positive that it's illegal for you to film them without their permission. Why do people think they know that? Like, where does that come from? Like, are they born with that knowledge? Because so many people are so sure it's a federal offense. I'll call the police on you. And it's amazing. But that guy, if they're not rude to him and they just say, hey man, what's going on? What are you doing? Then he'll say, well, let me ask you a question. Do you support our Constitution? And then if they say, yeah, he says, well, what I'm doing out here is I'm stress testing the First Amendment right to freedom of press, and saying I'm trying to find people like you that support it too. And they'll be, oh, okay. But they're always, like, hey, don't put me on there. You can't film me. And it's anyway, that's one that I recommend. Hey, didn't I just Long Island audit? This guy, he's like half a lawyer, like he knows so much, and he does lawsuits when his rights are violated. He goes into courthouses all the time and places where the security working there thinks it's private, but it's actually public, and they try to unlawfully restrict his access. And he always stands there toe to toe and says, you can't do that. You can't trespass me from public property if I'm not breaking the law, just because you don't like that. But they don't like you here. They don't want you here. And it's like, you can't kick somebody out of public just because you don't like what they're doing if it's lawful. And the thing I like about him, Sean Ray, is he stays calm and cool through the almost all of the things, like he doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't start, saying, like he's got good control over himself, which I talk about too. I said last week, if I'm angry, I'm in the wrong with my own policy. I'm not saying you're in the right, but I'm saying already I'm in the wrong. If I'm screaming, if I give into emotion, he's really good at saying, I very respectfully decline your decline your question, sir. It's not lawful. I don't, this is an unlawful detainment, sir. Anyway, he's really cool about that. Delete laws, the opposite. Delete laws records cops, and he's super rude. He got thrown in jail for a while.
Whoa.
Yeah, for a while. I mean, a lot of these guys get arrested for a night or two here and there, but this guy, he gets real close to the cops and pushes everything, and he's very not polite to them. You know what I mean? Like he'll record a cop's got someone pulled over and they got their flashlight, and then they'll say to him, stand back, sir. And he'll be like, I'm 25 feet away. That's not, I'm not going anywhere. And he's like, see how these punk ass pigs do. They just want to start screaming unlawful orders at you right off the bat when they have no authority to do it, and they don't realize their own scope of authority. And the guy will say, I'm telling you to stand back. Or what, pig? I'm not moving and you can't do nothing. He's more like that.
Wow.
But if you want to see the wide spectrum of different, you can make your own opinions on them or not. And then there's I think Audit the Audit. That'll be my 5, and that's more like a professional, like a little quick story. Like boom, here's what happened. The cops went to the person's house. They didn't have a warrant. The guy said, no, you're not coming in the house, leave. And they insisted, and they came in unlawfully and broke the 4th Amendment and said, that they had a right, but they didn't. And then they shot and they killed the guy in his own house. And then they tried to hide it. And then this and this. And it's like interesting little stories given from like a legal perspective of how bad the cops fuck up and try to cover it up. And then all stand behind the blue wall of silence and don't rat out each other and instead back each other up even when they do wrong. So then they lose their qualified immunity in a lawsuit for violating civil rights, and then they get sued, and then they get fired, and they just go to the next county and get another job, and then the people follow them. And so that's a lot of what I spend time on doing. And I don't hate cops, by the way, but there's some good cops, and I'll just leave it at that. But their job is to find reasons to arrest you. That's their job.
Yeah. Wow, man. It's great when video content is educational, but also entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot more. If I took the time to write their name down while I was, and they're all like different characters that act different. Some of them rude, some of them professional, some of them silly. There's characters. There's a couple characters. The one guy I didn't know until last night that he's actually normal. And I see him before he was going to character, and he's like, this is why I do what I do. And then when the cops are talking to him, he's like, yeah, can we get some coffee instead? Yeah. Anyway, Tupri, that's that dude's name. Funny. And then there's another guy, black dude, that like he's always asking the cops, can you explain to me the 5 elements of the First Amendment? Please tell me you know them. You took an oath and swore to protect the Constitution, and you don't know the 5 elements. And anyway, it's educational, and I learn a lot from it. And that's my recommendations.
All right, there it is. RVD recommends. So keep those noted down. I'll be sure to make a clip of this one in specific too, so you guys can just.
God bless the homeless vets.
That's it. God bless the homeless vets, indeed. All right. So that'll do it for us this week. Thank you all for tuning in and asking questions and everything. Rob, this one went really short today, unfortunately. We were planning to go long, and we cut it way too short.
Always, dude. I guess 2 hours. I was thinking about that because I saw somebody's podcast and it said full episode, but it was like 33 minutes. Wow. And it was the Philly, the guy in Philly, the mobster that has the cheesesteak place.
Johnny Molino, right?
Man, I can't believe you knew that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm well aware now. I watched the one documentary, and so I got to watch it. I bookmarked one of his videos too. He was talking about something. I was like, "Ooh, I got to bookmark this." I think he does a joke or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So I was thinking about that, like, wow, full episode was 33 minutes. And I was thinking, I wonder if we can do that. Whoa. I swear to God, we got to talk about this on another episode, the universal algorithm that's constantly freaking me out because everything is connected now, not just to my devices, but to my brain. But anyway, my Alexa screen just fucking gave me an ad for NO Explode.
What? Crazy. Yep.
That is not a coincidence.
Nope, not at all.
I used to look at that as synchronicity, but it's manipulated synchronicity. And so that's like, is there a difference? Is there a difference between the way the algorithm works online and the way it works in the universe? Even when it comes to synchronicity, is it all the same? It's like, it's becoming one and the same.
It is, isn't it? It's a little scary. A little scary.
It is, because all the time I talk about something and then boom, an ad pops up on it. And I used to be like, whoa, and now I'm like, no, that's intentional. Like the phone is hearing me. I don't hate it. I mean, it is convenient,
Mm-hmm. It's all to sell you stuff and like you keep you on.
Hey, I gotta remember I need paper towels. Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Amazon says, do you need who needs paper towel?
Who's got it? Everybody? Who's got it?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, NO Explode, yo.
Yo, hey, yo. All right. Yes. Be sure to follow RVD on X at The Real RVD. Follow me on X at Dominic D'Angelo. Subscribe to the RVD's YouTube channel. Subscribe to RVDTV.com. Support us in all that malarkey. Give us 5 stars on any of the podcasts you listen to. And support our stuff, too. That's it. Cool, Rob. This has been fun.
Yeah. Always is. But yeah, that's what I started to say was, could we do 33 minutes? Then I was like, I think it takes us 2 hours to fucking – it does. It just feels like we have we have a conversation, and then at about 2 hours, it's like, all right, you're tired. It seems by the way, the last 2 weeks I had the longest pee experiences of my life. The last 2 times I was waiting the last 40 minutes for you to.
And then I always look at the phone at the end, and you're like, I gotta pee, and I was like, damn it, I missed this text.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were going.
The time I went before, but yeah, the last 2 times it stuck out in my mind afterwards. Like, oh my god, like this is twice as long as a regular pee. I can't believe how long I'm standing here, and my stream is still strong. What the fuck? I should be recording this. How am I not getting this? This is amazing content. Yeah, I love you. Oh, all right. What else? Oh, well, so also just San Jose this weekend. So, look at my fucking appearance page on robvandam.com. That's what you do, because we got a shitload of posters up, and I think if he added there's another 2 or 3 he had to add today, but yeah. RobVanDam.com. That's Rob Van Dam. And then go to appearance page if you want to see where I'm appearing, because we're caught up on the poster page, I do believe. And this weekend, it's all about Cuda Mania in San Jose, California. So
have a hockey night. RVD on Ice, everybody. Go check it out.
Home of Kirk White. The real big time wrestling, not that Chillicothe bullshit.
Not that Chillicothe. No, yes, that's right.
Cool.
All right. We'll see you guys next time here on One of a Kind with who? RVD.
The whole fucking show. Thanks, Van Dam fam. Love you. Peace out, hoes.
Peace up, 8 Town down. Boom.